Hey football fans, I'm Trevor Pill, here with Travis Yosting, the beat writer for the John Tyler Lions. We're here to talk about Week 6 of Texas high school football as John Tyler will be taking on Lufkin. We'll talk about that in a little bit. First, Travis, let's talk about last week's game against Lindale. They beat Lindale 30-20, but at first, a lot of things on Twitter, people were saying there could be an upset over in Lindale.
Yeah, definitely. The way Lindale came out of the gates, they came out on a mission. They were up 20-10 at halftime, and they looked like the dominant team in the first half, but the Lions went into halftime, had a few speeches made, and turned things around, and they were the dominant team in the second half.
Now, John Tyler got off to a slow start in the preseason, is what Coach Holmes calls it, before district starts. Now district has started. They're 2-0. What does look different for this Lions team?
Their offense has been going a little better. Obviously, against White House, they put up over 60 points, and they're doing well there. But and then against Lindale, their defense really stepped up in the second half, shut Lindale out in the second half. And Bryson Smith, of course, he's getting better and better each game. He was impressive against Lindale, running and throwing the ball. And they just kind of got all three phases clicking in the second half.
Now a little bit we want to harp on Damian Miller. He seems like he's finally getting going.
Yeah, against White House he really went off. Had a little bit of a quiet game on Friday against Lindale, but Dontavian Cross, he came through 9 catches, 99 yards, and if the defense keys on one of those guys, then the other one's going to go off.
Now before we talk about John Tyler and Lufkin, let's head to the coach's corner and hear Coach Holmes.
Well, you're 2-0 and not 0-3. That's one of the deals, and we put ourselves in a great position right now to be a contender for a district championship. Something that we hadn't won in I think the last 2 seasons now, because we always came up short at least one game. So that's something that's on the back, that's on their brains, and anytime you got success like we've had in our district so far against 2 quality opponents, you got to have a little smile on your face. It's always good, because that lets you know that everything that you've been doing up to this point has a purpose. It has a reason behind it, and that reason behind it is doing what we're doing now. Yeah, we started out the season struggling, but that's what preseason is built for. It's built for you to figure out what your team is, what they can do, and get it together going into the real time of the season, which is your district play. Quarterback is playing way better than I think a lot of people thought he was going to play. Their offense is very productive. They can move the ball. They can score at will. They did a couple of weeks ago when they came back against Lee. So, they're going to fight. They're not going to give up. So even if you get them down, just know that they're going to keep fighting for all 4 quarters. I think with the way we've been running the ball lately, our run offense is going to have to do a lot in this game, because we're going to have to be able to control the ball. We want to try to keep their offense off the field, just like they want to try to keep our offense off the field. We got to make sure we get Damian and Dontavian Cross the ball. That's our main receivers as far as production-wise. So we got to make sure they get touches and get touches early. Appreciate everybody coming to support us, and see everybody in Lufkin.
All right, Travis, speaking with Coach Holmes, how do you think his confidence level kind of sounds heading in this game against Lufkin?
Yeah, they're doing a lot better confidence-wise, especially after winning 2 in a row. At the start when you are 0-3, people can start to question the things that they're doing, and when you get a couple wins under your belt, you start feeling, confident in what you're doing, why you're doing it, and you go out there and you do it better. And so that'll be important against Lufkin, which will probably be one of the toughest teams they face all year. Yeah,
Lufkin did lose to Longview actually on an extra point, and then Lee actually was ahead of Lufkin by about 39 points it was heading into halftime, but they came back and struck, so this Lufkin team is no team to sleep on.
Exactly. One thing about a Lufkin JT game is it's going to be close, it's going to be hard fought, and it's going to go down to the wire. Last year JT won on a last-second field goal. And so, I wouldn't expect anything less than that this week.
Now, what do you expect from John Tyler to come out and kind of maybe play differently than they did in the preseason to beat this Lufkin team?
I think they're going to definitely try to get the running game going a little better. They still haven't done too much in the run game except for Bryson Smith, but most of those have been scrambling yards. They've got 4 or 5 different guys they can throw back there in the backfield to run the ball. But if they can find one guy they can stick with, I think they would do that.
All right, well, both teams are 2-0. One team will go undefeated, 3-0 in district. It's going to be decided Friday at Lufkin, 7:30. We will have our video crew on the sideline shooting back instant replays, so you can catch them on ET Final Score. You can also follow Travis Yoasting on Twitter. That's at TYoasting, ETFS. He live tweets, he gives you stats, updates, everything you need to know to be in the know. Until next week, I'm Trevor Pill.